Blaine Young with Zimmerman Plumbing. The owner training is going to be pretty quick here. The first thing I'll touch on is the water softeners. They're supplied by a company that we use, Hot Water Products. Their service is impeccable, and that's why we use them. And I'm going to give you, that's Scott's number for Hot Water Products. If you ever have an issue with a water heater, obviously it's going to give you an error code. You can give him a call, and they'll show up that day and take care of it. If you lose that number, obviously give us a call. We have no problem. We'll get a hold of them. We can be the middleman. Eric's very familiar with a lot of this stuff. So our gas valves, main shutoffs are pretty obvious, self-explanatory. So as far as the water heaters go, that's about it. The recirc pump, I did walk around and check some of the hot water. We're getting hot water really quickly. Main shutoff valves for the building, right there. You got your meter, your whole building meter on the bottom. The deduct meter's on top for the irrigation. Bypass for the meters right there. So that's going to be your main shutoff valves.
So is this plumbed?
That's been reworked.
Reworked now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So that one's the main water meter?
Yep. And then the top one is the irrigation, clear water meter, or deduct meter.
Yep.
As far as valves go throughout the building, there's stickers on all the ceiling grid indicating where the valves are. You've already received the valve tag chart. As far as clean out locations, our underground as-built are spot on. So, any clean out that you're looking for at any time, if you go to the underground as-built, they're going to be exactly where they're supposed to be.
Do these
Yes.
switch on and off just so they run, they don't both run simultaneously, do they?
They usually would not. It's piped in a first in, last out, so they get used equally.
Okay.
So,
And that's on the schedule or whatever, or how does it work?
as far as
burning, yeah.
well, they get used equally. So
Okay.
as one, as the temperature drops on one, it'll fire. And I'm not saying that it's not impossible that they won't both fire at the same time.
Yep.
And really, if one were to go down, you're gonna be fine for a period of time. You can't replace, you're not gonna run out of hot water immediately.
And as far as annual preventative maintenance, what do you recommend that they call, or what do they do for that?
You can set something up with Hot Water Products if you really feel it's necessary.
Mhm.
With the water softeners and everything, there's really not a ton to do for them.
Okay.
They're pretty self-contained.
So right now the building's in low use. I think one thing that Blaine and I talked about is probably worth maybe chlorinating the loop one more time before you go into occupied mode, just because over this next 3 months you're not going to get a lot of water through the system, and we don't want to have build up in the pipes or bad word. So.
And really, that'd be easy enough to do. You can find a Vic coupling to pop apart and throw some chlorine tablets in and just run a pile of water.
There's probably something that would be well suited, just so you start fresh before the first patient on me.
Is this Vic?
2.5 inch nub is. So pretty much every, in here is where you're primarily is the only place is going to be Vic. I think there's a little bit out in the corridor, but just 2.5 inch nub.
So gas piping, that's all really, it was done by Cooley, I think, right? So you used the last 2 connections. Oh no, you ran the gas piping?
We ran the gas piping up to the penthouse also.
Okay.
So, there's valves at each piece of equipment.
Mm-hmm.
There's, your unions and everything for any sort of maintenance that needs to take place. All the gas valves are going to be, if you're looking at that piece of equipment, you're going to see gas.
So there's only 3 pieces of equipment, right? These 2 and then the boiler,
upstairs.
the backup boiler. So it's minimum gas piping in here.
Mm-hmm. RP valves, there's 3 of them. There is one for the RO system, renal dialysis. There is one right over here next to the loading dock area for makeup water for the HVAC system. And then there's also one for a humidifier. That's also right over in that corner.
Yeah.
So, and if they haven't been already, I can check with Mike, but I'm sure they've already been tested and registered.
They are,
And obviously once a year it's going to be done. We'll get a letter from the state on that.
And then, so how the building's plumbed is that all the shut-offs for the second floor are on the first floor. So instead of running two separate loops, we ran one loop on the first floor, then plumbed up to the sinks, yeah.
So all your valves are on first floor. And everything, there's a lot of valves. They did a really good job building this place out. You know how that is. Valves are
Valves
handy.
by circuit setter?
What else? You guys know what the valve stickers look like, right? Yeah.
So he mentioned that we were provided a valve chart, that's something that's coming still from you?
Yeah, I probably, you have them in the closeouts.
Yeah, you should have it. I know
Yeah.
it's been done and submitted, so.
We got them from you.
Well, that was the, how to mark the grid, but there's
Oh.
an actual valve chart somewhere?
There, yeah, there'll be an
Okay.
actual valve tank
Okay,
chart
sorry.
that'll have room
Yeah.
numbers and what the valves control.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just so that something didn't get lost, I'd like to see the final dot chart too,
Okay.
just so that something didn't change from what we gave you to,
Yep.
as
makes
it made
sense.
its way through.
Yep.
And so then these are the water softeners just for the building. These have nothing to do with the water system for rain.
Correct.
Okay.
I mean, yes, yeah, that's correct. There's soft water supplied to the RO system, but beyond that. And when you get John Fetzer out here to go over the RO system, he can come in here and touch base for a few minutes. There's not a ton to know for these either.
And then as far as circ pumps for the hot water,
So there's one circ pump for the hot water right up here. You know, it runs 24/7,
and that does the whole building.
the whole building, yep.
Wasn't there a discussion in commissioning about the water temperature and you probably weren't privy to that. Were you privy to that? I can't remember. It was too hot, right?
Well, I think part
It
of,
was too cold.
yeah, part of it is concerned with Legionella and whatnot all, and like storage tank and,
Yeah.
you know, water has to be above a certain temperature so Legionella won't form.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so that was the question I was gonna ask is,
Well, and I mean this, you know, to truly prevent Legionellas, you got to be at over 140 degrees or at 140 degrees. And then if you're going to do that, now you need mixing valves at every single outlet, and this system wasn't designed that way. It's set at 110 right now, from what I can see by the thermometers.
So we have to be at 140. But I thought it was something about this tank. It was coming back too hot, so it wasn't getting. I have to look at that again.
Because that's Geo. That's going to be the Geo guys. It's basically a heat
Oh.
exchanger that they loop through. We do pull heat off of it
Okay.
for our hot water, but that's provided by
Okay.
put in the Geo system.
Yeah. I'll have to read those notes again and see what.
you know, maybe that's what you're talking about, is maybe the water coming from the geo system is warm enough that it's,
Not causing these to fire or
could
something
be,
like that.
I mean, potentially if you're making, especially this time of year, you know, the heat side you're rejecting
Yeah.
from the multi-stacks upstairs, so potentially you could have an awful lot of heat, the gas-fired ones may not run at all,
Then you could have.
and it could get too warm potentially too. Is there a mixing valve
119.
going
Yeah.
out?
This is what's coming in.
Is there a mixing valve going out to the building, or is it just relying on what you're setting the water heaters at?
It's relied on what we're setting the water heaters at. There are some, you know, different sinks that do have point of use mixing valves.
Okay.
So we're gonna have to resolve what the circulating temperature is, because it should be at 140 or above, right? That's what their standard is.
That's not
Nah.
how this was designed.
No, that would be a huge
That-
change.
That'd be a hospital.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That was the
that's
comment, though.
hospital or long-term care is what that is, but I mean, we still wanna make sure we're not hovering at 110 if we don't need to. 120 is better than 110.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and,
and 119.
and these are set at 119.
Perfect.
It's your 110 that's looks like it's coming off the heat exchanger.
And then it comes through the water heaters after that,
Mm-hmm.
so the only issue would be is where's the return of that?
The return ties in right here
It's,
and then drops in to feed the water
it's
meters.
mixing through the heat exchanger coming at 110.
So it goes through the tank,
Yeah.
so we're constantly moving water to clear anyway.
Yeah.
And we're gonna leave that on 24/7, so that's a help.
Okay.
Cause they cook it up the one morning after that too, so that helps a little more. Ideally, we cook it back to 140 and then mix it back down in this room, but if you're not using water till it's free.
Yeah. Alright, any questions? Eric, nothing?
And this is the only, all the water comes in here, there are no other places.
That's correct.
Okay, perfect. And then as far as the geo system, I don't know how much involvement you guys have with that.
Absolutely none.
Okay, I don't know. So I know there's a closet that we found when we were walking around that day that's got huge pipes coming from the parking lot going.
I think that's on the other side over there. I know where you're talking about, yeah.
It's off of Renal, so it's the Renal breaker room
Okay.
that has where the geo pipes come up and then
Sure.
go up to the penthouse. They go up to the penthouse, I think, right out here.
Do you guys have anything specific about, I don't know, but I'm assuming we used our standard for all the fixtures in terms of the faucets and all that kind of stuff for the
Mhm.
standard that.
The evolving standard? How many times did Blake change the fixture package out? Like 7 times.
I think I was on PO revision 17 and we were done.
Yeah, but you had 3 project managers.
That was all Sean. I think it was all during Sean's reign.
Mhm.
So I think we got the standard, but we can go. Why don't we look at the typical exam just so you,
Absolutely.
yeah.
You still have Logan North's number? Got any questions, just give me a call.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Watch. And I think it's just, is it like a plastic coupling underneath there that
To be completely honest,
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't install anyone.
yeah.
Those are actually supposed to be rigid because you can jump that stop so easily.
Yeah.
They were supposed to be rigid, but again, it wasn't caught.
Mm.
You can take them out of the box, put them together, and just go like this, and they go
Yeah.
around 360. So
And you said the valve chart, that has the cleanouts on it and everything?
The as-builts will have the cleanouts on it.
Okay, alright,
There'll be underground as-builts, that'll show the locations, a lot of cleanouts.
okay.
You know, and walking around, I did see, you know, where they're under carpet, there's carpet markers and stuff. And then the valve tag chart will have, it'll list the location of the valve, like which room number or a corridor next to a room, and then it'll indicate the number of the valve and what it controls.
You have above ground as-built, or is everything pretty
Mhm.
much?
As far as above ground, the as-built were very, very limited because, I mean, it was mains down the hallway and jump out the main and pop up to exam room 6.
your room numbers, is that off the original print, or is that off, like, you know how room numbers seem to change?
I don't think we had a whole lot in this building. I know exactly what you're talking about, but I didn't see a large variation in this
Okay.
building. Yeah.
So the actual original print had the correct numbers on it,
For the most part.
which is our numbering system.
CTO.
CTO, yeah, okay.
Let's hope it's right, 'cause he's been working all day yesterday on
Yeah.
so.
There is some rooms that got question marks on them on the prints though.
I can help you with that today too. if you
All
have
right.
Some downtime. What else you guys want to see? Eye wash, the emergency eye wash.
So there's 2 showers, there's one in receiving, there's one up in the penthouse, and then there's a handful of, you know, the deck mounted eye washes scattered throughout. I do know that there's a punch list item that we gotta kind of play with them a little bit, maybe throttle them back a little. Some of them are splashing more than they wanted. I will tell you that you're never gonna completely get away from that unless, you know, you have a huge sink to put it over.
Yeah.
You know, these are installed over fairly small sinks that, you know, if somebody's in a situation where they need to utilize it,
It's gonna get wet.
your countertop's gonna get wet.
Mhm.
And my assumption would be they are tempered.
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
they all have plenty of smoke signals.
Perfect. questions about the fixtures or?
They test those eye washes and they don't like testing them because they do make a mess. So, yeah, I
Yeah,
adjusted
it's-
the height on them and
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to get around, like I said, unless they're willing to put in large sinks in the areas that they want eye washes, and nobody wants to do that either.
Mm.
So it's kind of one of those necessary evils.
So you have one shower on the first floor, we walk by that.
saw that. And
yeah.
then up on the penthouse we saw that.
Yeah. And then there's, like I said, the deck mounted eye washes, and then in the RO there's a wall mounted eye wash.
And then the public bathrooms, the two sets of public bathrooms, those are automatic, right?
As far as the flush valves and stuff, or the faucets?
The faucets.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are those total faucets?
I believe so. I know the flush valves are Toto, and I'm pretty sure the faucets were also.
Alright, sounds great.
Should be good enough.
Alright, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Wayne.
All right, see you later. Give us a call if you have any questions.
Yeah.